They tell me this all the time. Hey, don't do any more black gun reviews. That's inappropriate for today's progressive culture, dude. Who's they? Well, you know who they are. Do I have to tell you? No, I don't. Yeah, it's they. They tell me that. Don't do any more black gun reviews. Actually, don't do any gun reviews ever. Well, as you guys know, I'm not a gun tuber. I am a gear adventure channel, but my dudes like gun reviews. My donors, more importantly, like gun reviews. And so they kind of get what they want. You can thank the donors for this GRV on another very naughty black gun. Round of applause for the donors. You can be one too. That's right. Dial up. Anybody can afford $5 to $10 a month. I mean, literally anybody can. How much did you spend at lunch yesterday? Yeah, that's what I thought. About $28. Yeah, and don't balk. You may be going, oh, what, $28 for lunch? Have you priced a lunch out lately? Seriously, you go out just to a normal place, you're looking at $28. Easy. Easy. More like $45 for two people, and I don't even know if that includes tip. Tip my efforts here by being a donor. Stay there for the rest of your life. If you are a donor, please double check your payment method so it does not expire. And on we go with another Tisas. That's how I say it now. Tisas 1911 review. Now, I just got done reviewing the Tisas D10 10 millimeter. It was pretty much a rave review. There you go. Not sure which one we'll post first. I'll just kill the drama right there. Yeah, it was a rave review. Highly recommended. Shot great. Great. So I shot this one first. No hiccups whatsoever. Then I dial into the less expensive, higher value Tisas 1911 Duty B9. This is the full-size, 5-inch, cold hammer forged barrel, by the way. And then they have a commander-sized one. It's called the Carry B9. And it has a 4 1/4 inch barrel, i.e. just a commander-sized 1911. So it was with high hopes that I started shooting this one. I'll get to how it's shot here in a bit after we breeze through philosophy of use and then features, and then I'll tell you how it's shot and would I buy it. Guys seem to like that format here in the project. So I did a video a millennia ago called Philosophy of Use 1911, and go watch that. I'm sure most of you guys probably have. It still says my thoughts on 1911s. I haven't really varied it too much throughout the years. What I will say with this one, since it is chambered in 9mm, is this is going to be way more affordable to shoot. Now, I know some of you guys do reload, but by my own tally, most of the guys in the project that reload are retired. Let's be honest. It is a time-consuming affair, usually, not always. Sure enough, there's going to be some comments down there. No, dude, I can get down in the basement, crank out 200 rounds in an hour. And there are guys that do that. But if you reload multiple calibers, test the reloads, at least the way I did it, I have reloaded before, time-consuming. Getting to my point, a 45 ACP 1911, like this beautiful Smith & Wesson 178011 Performance Center version, or kind of, it's a Pro Series actually, not a Performance Center. This thing is amazing. And I love shooting it. I love shooting 45 ACP. I love shooting 10mm. Price tag. That's what I'm driving at. Price tag. For me, running the show, and this is assuming that my run and gun action will still have an audience. I'll have a place to post it since I am facing perhaps cancellation of my gun content on the YouTube platform. I would like to have a 9mm 1911 for drills, right? That would be kind of fun. It's going to be cheaper for me to run. I'm not sponsored. No ammunition manufacturer has ever stepped up. Long term, I've had a couple here and there. Long term and said, hey, we're going to pick up the bills for your shooting. The people who do that, again, are the donors. Gratuitous golf clap. Yeah, they do it. So I just went to Gunnies in January. My ammunition bill was $5,000. That's no joke. $5,000. And I had a lot more to go. One of the reasons is I have a bunch of calibers. I have 6.5 Creed 308, 7.62 39, 5.45 39, 5.56, ton of 5.56, ton of 9, 45 ACP, 40 Smith & Wesson. You get it. Anyways, running this though, 9mm, you can shoot this a lot more than you can shoot your 45 ACP, unless of course you do reload. But even then, it's time, and if you have a lot of time, more than you have money, maybe that's the way you want to go. Philosophy of use though, I'll just add cheaper to shoot, funner to shoot. I have reviewed a couple 1911 9mm chamberings. One of my favorites was the Springfield Armory EMP. I love that gun. It was all I could do to not buy it. I did not purchase it as a cast member. It was just too expensive. This one though is like $495 at Gunnies, the Great American Gun Store. And I do have its box right here. So kudos to Gunnies. Thank you for the checkout. Thank you to Wyatt. And by the way, Wyatt's the one that turned me on to this. He's like, have you seen the Tisas D10 1911 9mm? I was like, no. There you go. There's a price right there. Right there, dude. Getting it from SDS Imports. Nice case they give with these 1911s. It's actually a really nice case. It's not too bulky. I would probably hang on to it forever and store it. It's not going to be quite as trim as my, let me fish this out, original Glock Tupperware container. This is one of my all-time favorite cases. I've been having it here in the studio for like 2 years, waiting to roll it in on camera, and there, done. Now it can go back into storage. Oh my gosh, I have so much shit laying around. It's crazy. Okay, and then getting to the container, we have the standard plastic grips that this duty came with. I took them off. They absolutely suck. I hate the grips that come on the Duty B9. I'll get back to that. I love they include a bushing wrench with it. That is huge, man. Got a chamber, safety flag there if you want to use that. I never do unless I'm turning the gun back to Gunnies. Then you get 2 magazines, OEM Tisas mag. Then there's your barrel brush, a scrubbing brush, your manual. And I think there's a gift certificate to Taco Bell in there for $17.50. That's a lot of value. A lot of value. So round of applause for the pricing. Basically $500. Okay, but get this. We're going to kind of get into features. The rest of the POU is standard. I'll circle back when I talk about what I buy it for other applications that are a little bit more serious than just running drills. So get this. $500 forged, not mimmed. This is a forged slide, forged frame, cold hammer forged, chrome plated barrel for $495. Okay, now none of that matters, as I always say, unless it shoots. We'll get to that. Trust me, we'll get to that. Relax. First things first, though, I got to cover the grips. What I put on here were the Magpul MOE grips, which I did buy at Gunnies. If you are in Gunnies, go check out all their gun accessories. They're awesome. If you're not, I'll put a link to OP, Optics Planet, below. And I really love these grips. These are fantastic grips. And I just got it in standard black. You can see the colors that they are available in. Now, when you see the shooting footage of this gun, the B9 in action, you're not going to see those grips on it. The ones I had on it were these aftermarket, beautiful, whatever they're in, Cocobolo or something, 1911 grips. One reason I took them off is just these grips have kind of, you know, a bulge out on them, and I don't know if I really dug that on this gun since it's a full-size 1911. Beautiful grips, so they look great on camera too. Believe it or not, I have these on loan from Gunnies as well. I do. Yeah, I buy this stuff too, so if I like it, I'm like, yeah, I'll just buy it from you. Here's the grips that came on it. These, like I'm mentioning, were crap. These are like plastic GI 1911 grips. If you guys remember when I reviewed the Tisas 1911 A1 Army, it had grips like this. They were like, I believe, colored brown, and they snapped. This is the same plastic. And I replaced those as well, I think with some ergo grips or something. But anyways, peel them off. Grips are cheap. It's fun to, change them out. I was going to say replace them. I guess same thing. Change them out, put what you want on there. Make sure when you do that, you do Loctite your grip screws on both of these guns. And I forgot to say that on the D10 review, wherever it went, the screws did loosen in shooting. So it's easy to do. Just take them out, put a little bit of Loctite on them, snug them up. But I love these grips on there. Great traction now. And then we have a thumb groove in there, the shelf if you want. But again, these are the Magpuls, not factory. Okay, and then we get into the other 1911 features. I'm going to go kind of quick. I would like this to be an SF review if I could. That would be excellent. Let's check that plunger spring. Not quite as positive as the D10. This one was fantastic. This one is super positive. This one, not so much. If I'm completely honest, though, the one on my Smith & Wesson is about the same as the B9, and I've never done anything with it. I could change it, the plunger spring out, make it a little bit stiffer. I've been busy. Maybe I would get around to this doing it as well. And then we have an ambidextrous safety, unlike... I don't think... Oh, it did. The D10 did have that. Yeah, same thing. Ambi safety on there. Low profile. I mean, it's not horrible. Yep. And then we'll go to the sights from here. Novak style of sights. Do I wish they were fully adjustable? The answer to that is pretty much always on a 1911. Yes. Thank you. I mean, we have the Bomar LPA sights on the D10. I love these sights. And since my main philosophy of use is running it in shooting games, i.e. drills, having this type of sight that is relatively high and targety, I'm okay with it. This is more of a combat sight, more trim, full metal, windage adjustable, and then we have a 3-dot pickup here on the sighting arrangement. Some guys really have an issue with this these days. Like, I hate 3-dot sights. I grew up with them. I like them. I don't have a problem with them at all. I actually like the sights on these. They're pretty wicked. If you want to swap them out, go ahead. I highly doubt anybody will on this value pistol. Standard magazine release, standard skeletonized trigger, aluminum variety. I find that this thing pulls at about 5 pounds, just like the D10 did. Is that awful? No, it's okay. I mean, it's not great, but it's okay. Yeah, so it's a good pull. If you're new to 1911s, if you ever do carry this, train with it a lot. To carry it in a loaded condition would be what we call condition 1, so safety up, hammer back, round in the chamber. And I do believe this is a Series 70 1911, so it doesn't have all the super duper high speed whiz bang safety features that you would see on some other 1911s, like a firing pin block. Not so much. But that results in what a lot of people think is a better trigger pull. And guys that are running 1911s are usually, not always, usually pretty experienced with a gun, and they're completely safe. They know what the heck they're doing. Back to the grip. It is undercut a little bit. Look at that. That's a really nice feature on a price value point pistol. Then we've got some skateboard tape on the front that I put on there because that front strap is total slickeriness. Unlike its brother, the D10, which was very nicely checkered, but that is a cost additive feature. Do you want to pay for that? My answer would be yes, I would pay for it, even in this model right here, but they want this to be a price point pistol, and that skateboard tape with it on actually works very well because that's a smooth surface. We do have a little bit of a sharp transition here in that undercut. I didn't really notice it because I'm shooting with gloves all the time. Looking at the bottom, we have some funneling going on there. I will take that whenever I can get it. I don't mind funneling at all. And then we get to the 10-round magazine right here. I'm not sure who's putting these together for them. It looks like Mekgar, though. I could be wrong on that. They worked fine. You'll see that. Yeah, Mekgar right there. Got polymer base plate. I also ran some other magazines in it. Let me grab these. I think I have them right here. Yeah, I do. So it will take the standard 10-round 9mm 1911 mag, and the ones I picked up just because I love the brand so much were, what do you know, also Mekgars. So I got these from Gunnies also. So I ran it with 4 mags. You generally want at least 4 mags, preferably 8 with every pistol you have, especially if you plan to run and gun with it. Backstrap. It is serrated, not really checkered here. I think that's a cost-saving measure too. Extended beaver tail, very extended. We have a speed bump right here. No problems accessing that. We have a ring hammer, kind of a commander hammer, which is very appropriate for the style. Standard 1911 slide release here. Standard takedown. This thing has a short recoil rod in it, or a plug if you will, just like the D10 does. I don't have a problem with that. You'll see it does not affect the accuracy from what I can gather. Yeah, standard takedown. I did take it down several times. I'll explain why. No pick rail on this one, of course. This is black Cerakote on this, so it's not a blue job. Very nice. Standard serrations. I love that. And that's features, pretty much. Internal extractor, as you can see. Flared lowered ejection port. I'll throw that in there too. How did it shoot? Well, out the gate, it shot poorly, and you're going to see video of this. And that was with a Seller and Bellet FMJ load that usually is pretty darn good in the guns that I test. And it had all kinds of problems in this gun right here. It did. And I was just like going, what the heck? Now, when I took it out of the case, I made sure it was lubricated. That is important with a 1911. I do that. It seemed like it was pretty wet. It started choking, so it wouldn't extract around. And I just had to go through some nonsense with it. So in field, you'll see I put it on the pallet, took it down, lubed it up, and at the same time I was like, well, maybe I need to use a different load. And so I did get a different load. What was I shooting? It was like MagTech or something like that. I don't really know. I mean, I just go from one load to the next. And it was 100% then. I don't remember it jamming at all with that load. So after lubricating it, using a different load, it ran very well, as I recollect. If there was a stoppage with that, I will let you guys know, and I'll tell you an annotation, as I always do. But I don't think it had a problem. So it's really a two-part test. It's like, oh my gosh, this thing's a piece of crap. It's not running. Clean, lubricate, different loads. Actually, I used 4 different loads after that, and it shot great. Really fun to shoot. I enjoyed it. Liked the sights once again. The trigger was fine for me. The 5-pound trigger, no problem at all. Here's the accuracy on the Tisas Duty. 9mm by Tisas 1911 Duty. Blazer brass. Center. Seven yards standing. Look at that. That's one of the loads I shot. Blazer brass. That's what I was trying to remember. That is great ammo, by the way. I love blazer brass. So I always tell you guys never to send me anything, but you can always send me ammunition. So if you want to send me like 2 cases, like 2,000 rounds of blazer brass and 9mm, I really appreciate it. Contact me on Patreon. I'll give you the shipping address. I go through 9mm ammo like crazy. So up arrow on the trigger, up on the sights, very smooth, 100%.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
There's 124 grain XTP hollow point, 115 grain jacket at hollow point, blazer 9mm. Accuracy was phenomenal. Granted, this is just at 7 yards. I had another piece of paper, and let me see if it's over here. Give me 2 seconds because I want to show you this as well. I can't remember if it's this gun. Nah, it's some other guns that I'm reviewing. But I shot it in windy conditions, and the groups weren't as stellar as what I just showed you. And the one I just showed you was not in wind. So, bottom line, reliable, accurate. Would I buy it? At the $495 price point, absolutely. In fact, I'm pretty sure, not positive, but I'm pretty sure I'll purchase this as a run and gun pistol in the project. It would be a fun gun to use in Soldier Boy drills as well, because some guys have never run 1911s, and it'd be fun just turning them onto the type. And I am all for converting people to the love of 1911s. Getting back to POU, I told you I'd circle back to this. This is not a GTW pistol for me. I don't think any 1911, I wouldn't say any, but most 1911s are not. They're just not. They're an old-fashioned design. Your rounds limited. Condition 1 requires a certain level of expertise so you don't hurt yourself or hurt others. I think the simplicity of a striker-fired pistol, kind of like this Glock 20, you just can't beat it. Can't beat it. I love these. You know, not just these, all the ones I've reviewed and raved about. So, not GTW for me, but you could use it in a home defense role. I prefer to have a pick rail on that if I could. But I don't know if that's really what it's about. It is a high value 9mm 1911 practice pistol. That's really what it is. Really fun to shoot, and at the low price point, totally recommended. There you go. My goal was to be done in less than 22 minutes. And by the way, I was not talking faster than normal. And we have done that. Yay! Round of applause. Short format, 1911 review. Love it. I love this. I sexually identify as an A10 Warhawk. I want to have that on the tail a lot. Look at this model right here. That is so darn ridiculous. The guy would be loaded up with all that ordnance. There's no way. There's no way. But it's a good representation of what it can carry at the different sponsons. So I like that. And I like this standard gray model. Very cool. This is a Dagger Knives Vendetta. If they're still available, I'll put a link below taking you to Pro Second Amendment Blade HQ. Oh my goodness. Guys have contacted me that bought the Vendetta off my review, and they are over the moon for it. This is a Line Steel SR1. Back in the day, don't know if those are still available. Alpha Marine 500. My watch being worn is a new one. This is a Rotec. Probably out of stock by the time I post this video. If you want watches that are always in stock, roger that. I'll review $3,000 watches because they're always in stock. You know how much I paid for this? $49 in Amazon. It is made by the same factory that makes the Chodovelli watches. Great complications on that. Anyways, that's what I'm wearing. A couple toys over there, and we're done. Once again, thank you to the donors. You guys are awesome. Actually, all you guys are awesome that watch my videos, subscribe to my channel, give me words of encouragement and support. I really appreciate you. Next video, see you soon.